Hello everyone, this is Harshpal and today I am going to give a presentation on the topic solid waste management. So let's get started with the presentation. Here are the contents that we are about to discuss in this presentation. They consist of what are solid waste, the types of solid waste, the effects of solid waste management concepts, concept of 3 R's, solid waste management methods. Firstly, we'll discuss what is solid waste. Solid waste is defined as non-liquid, non-soluble materials ranging from municipal garbage industrial waste that contains complex and sometimes hazardous substances. Solid waste includes garbage, rubbish, demolition products, sewage treatment residue, manure, and other discarded materials. The solid waste can be generated from various sources like agriculture, fisheries, households, commercial, and industry. Now, as we know what are solid wastes and what its sources are, let's discuss the types of solid waste. Solid waste can be classified into different types depending on the sources. Broadly, there are three types of waste, which are as follows: household waste, industrial waste, and biomedical waste. Let's discuss these in details. The first one is municipal waste. It consists of household waste, construction sanitation residue from streets. With rising urbanization and change in lifestyle and food habits, the amount of municipal solid waste has been increasing rapidly and its composition is changing. The second type is hazardous waste. Industrial and hospital waste is considered as hazardous as they may contain toxic substances. Hazardous waste could be highly toxic to humans, animals, and plants. They are corrosive, highly inflammable, and explosive. In the industrial sector, the major generators of hazardous waste are metal, chemical, paper, pesticides, and many more other manufacturing companies. Direct exposure to chemical in hazardous waste like cyanide and mercury can be fatal. Now, we'll discuss the third type, that is biomedical waste. It means any waste which is generated during the diagnosis, treatment, immunization of human beings or animals, or in research activities, or in production of testing of biological. It may include waste like sharp waste, pathological waste, pharmaceutical waste, genotoxic waste, chemical waste, etc. As we have discussed the types of solid waste, let's get to its effects. It may have both health hazards and environmental impacts. Firstly, we'll discuss the health hazards. If solid waste are not collected and allowed to accumulate, this may create unsanitary conditions. It may cause epidemic outbreak. Many life-threatening disease like cholera, diarrhea, dysentery, and jaundice can be caused. Now, the second type of impact is environmental impact. The solid wastes are not treated properly, the decomposition and putrefaction may take place. The organic solid waste during decomposition may generate intolerable odor. Now let's get to the next part, that is waste management concepts. The waste management concepts can be understood by the concept of 3 R's that represent the terms reduce, reuse, and recycle. The 3 R's in solid waste management occurs in the order of ranking or priority of the actions that can be taken to help cut down of waste. The 3 R's of waste management is also called the hierarchy of the waste management. Now we'll discuss the solid waste management. It consists of various steps that comprises storage, collection, transport, recycling, and disposal of solid waste. The first step is storage. In this process, the prime generators of the solid waste stores the waste by various methods like using galvanized steel dustbin, paper sack, or public bins. In the next step, the stored waste is then collected from house or the public bins for the treatment. The third part of the process is transportation. It involves activities associated with waste management until the waste is placed in storage container and for collection. Waste is transferred from smaller collection vehicles to large transport equipments. Then, the solid waste that can be recycled goes through the process of recycling, where the items are processed into new products. Materials for recycling may be collected separately from general waste using dedicated bins. And the final step is disposal, where the remaining solid waste after recycling process is disposed by various methods like dumping, incineration, composting, and manure pits. In the next slides, we'll discuss the disposal methods in details. The first disposal method is dumping. Dumping is easiest and most commonly used method for disposal. This method is used by Kolkata and many more cities for disposing solid waste. The method is performed in low-lying areas. It is mainly for dry refuses. Its drawback is that it is the most unsanitary method. In this method, solid waste is exposed to flies and rodents. It can be dispersed by winds. It also causes the pollution of water. The next method is incineration. It is a disposal method in which solid organic wastes are subjected to combustion so as to convert them into residue and gaseous products. The process reduces the volume of waste to 20 to 30% of the original volume. It is performed where land is not available for disposal. It is mostly used for hospital waste. Another method is composting. This method consists of obtaining compost from waste by combining solid waste with the sludge or night soil. The principal byproducts are CO2, water, and heat. The next method is manure pits. It is mostly used in rural areas. It is used to prevent the refuse thrown around the houses. In this method, the decomposable waste is dumped into a manure pit and is covered for 5 to 6 months. The product we get by this method is manure that is used in the fields again. So that is all for today's presentation. Thank you for giving your attention.